vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can
foggy, all this stuff.
It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep. Don't give a fuck, can't stop. Unplug, feeling overwhelmed. I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it. I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
No, I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and yes, another beautiful day here, March 22, 2023. Oh boy, we are in distraction mode. I feel like society is under a distraction spell. People are super distracted. It's not by their doing, but it's others that are distracting others, and we're being put into a trap. And when you smell something's not right and you feel something not right, well, guess what? It's not fucking right. And something's up. Something's up. Something's weird happening. And I don't know like how to feel, because I feel like everyone's being suckered in to this trap, and no one's gonna be able to really get out of it because it's of their doing, and we're stuck with the shit afterwards. But as we know, Trump was supposed to be arrested somewhat. Sounds like a spectacle, but he would have been the first American president, I believe, to be arrested. And they didn't even do it today because of fear or something in New York with their grand jury was not confident with the security or so forth or whatever, and they didn't meet today or so. I don't know how this. We wonder, well, all the money they pay for security and all the money they pay to have them secure is not enough. How many people are out there protesting? Not really, nobody. Not many people. And if they're going to take that as a threat, I mean, you can always hold that meeting elsewhere. You don't have to do it in the location as stated. You can do it virtually. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, everything with Trump doesn't make any sense. It never did, never will. You know, and, you know, it's messed up that these are the only options they give us. You know, and we're trapped in this paradox of bullshit and lies, deception. We get pinned in the corner with certain topics like the LGBTQ bullshit, LMLPQXYZ 123 group. Don't get that group at all. I was never given an application to that group, so I'm not a part of that group. So I don't know how you get like indoctrinated into it. Because you say that you're this, then you get indoctrinated. I don't know. That sounds fucking creepy. So no, I'm not a part of that clang or gang or whatever you want to call them. I call them fucking stupid idiots. But then you have the media that is pushing the narrative and pushing it, you know, to the airwaves, and just trying to fucking get people like wound up. And I believe a lot of the things that are going on in our country and around the world is because of the media antagonizing the people and pushing the people. And they do it on purpose because they want us to be divided and conquered. And I feel like we need to be more joined together and be together and one together. It's not a good thing to be like, oh Lord, I just read that. That's crazy. Hold on, I gotta write that. I gotta write that. That's my Discord. So I was just, buddy of mine, Ramble Master, sent me a message. So this is crazy. I'm telling you, we're in a really weird state of mind right now. That's why I call the show Society in Distraction Mode, because there's so many things happening and so many distractions happening. The biggest one is the LGBTQ bullshit, LGBTQ, whatever, LMLP group, motherfuckers. There's so many. I believe more of the L, the B, and the G. The T and the Q, they could put it somewhere else. You know, we don't need the teas. Those teas are causing too many problems. You know, and I do not associate with the tea group, so they can take the tea and go somewhere else. Take the Q with you. Oh boy. But we are going through a lot of distractions, and you know, if everything's going on, we don't know anything about, you know, what's the true problems we're having, which is our economy, our capabilities to take care of the sick, our inabilities to be transparent, because there's no transparency in this country at all. You know, especially when it comes to certain viruses and certain things that are going wrong around the world. There's no transparency. And it's funny because this president that we have now ran on transparency, and that he was going to be transparent. He was going to be able to tell us everything and be honest with us. And yet there has not been that one honest thing he has said. Like, his whole campaign was based off lies. It's all lies and deception. And a lot of people fell for it. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give you some money back for your student loans. And yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna run on that. And how much money did you get back from that? Zero? You said zero. You're correct. You didn't get anything. Nothing. That's what. And it's not a good thing. The future looks very dim, you know, and you know, China just had its meeting with Russia. It went very well for them. China's becoming the peacemaker. Like they're the ones that are really fighting for peace, while the United States is mongering for war. The government here they want war so badly. I'm like, why? Oh, because it benefits you. That's why, right? Because it benefits this country. Not even this country, but it benefits the system if we're at war. Is it time to remove every single individual from Congress, every single one of them from the House, the Senate? Like, get rid of everyone in the White House. Like, we need to start fresh. We need new minds, new thinkers, new voices with an agenda. Because these people have no agenda. If you were to listen to these the committee meetings and them talking, you would think that our money is just going to waste. Like, wasteful spending on stupid meetings to talk about old shit that we already know the answers to. But yet they still want to talk about it. That's weird and very, like, not good. Let me light up my joint. This show is going to probably be a short show. I'm not going to be on here for too long. So if you have any comments, you can share in the chat room. That's fine with me. I know there's probably not much of anyone watching, so that's also fine. But I just think society is trapped. We're in a trapped society. We have a small-minded world that we think and how we think. And it's just very greed, a lot of greed and a lot of selfishness. And nobody really helping one another. Nobody's looking out for each other. Everyone is they just want to one-up each other and try to be better than one another, like it's a competition. And, you know, you have this group, right? I'm going to go back to the LB. I'm just going to say, you know, the LGB. That's it. I'm not including the others. The LGB group, they're really in a pickle with the T's and the Q's, right? And they're going through this phase of distraction in social media. And we're being distracted very, very big time by a lot of weird people like Jeffrey Marsh and Dylan Mulvaney, very creepy individuals. No, if I had children, I would not want them to even see what they look like or who they are. I will keep my children as far away as possible from these two, and the fact that these corporations just throw their money at them, like throwing big time deals at these individuals, makes me sick, because you have actually really cool like content creators and people that are really legit and really stand up people don't even get recognized at all. But then you have a boy that dresses up as a girl, and then he gets all the sponsorship and all the money. Why? Because you're acting, because you're an actor. That was your that's what you are. You're actors, and you're fooling everyone, and now you're getting the money from everyone. And I just think that's like from these corporations, and I blame the corporate world for making what we're going through today worse. We're going through a bad time in our history, and the fact that we keep repeating this issues, it's just mind blowing. I'm waiting for them to start talking again about the LGBs. Fuck the T's and the Q's. I'm done with them. In the military, what happened to those talks? And oh yeah, we need more gays and lesbians, and bis in the military. We need more of these people. Instead of talking about their personal issues, how about doing something for this country or doing something positive? All I see about these people are very self-centered, only thinking about them, only want to document about them, and it's only about them and how they feel and how they want their lives to be. How about do something for your life and help other societies, help other lives, help do something. All you're doing is just TikTok videos from your home with boo-hoo. Like, we're supposed to feel bad for you? Like, no. Get up, do something positive. Do something for your community. Make our world better. All you're doing is making us go backwards. And you just put our society backwards by literally 40 years. All that progression we had as a group, the trans and the queens, just threw us back 40 years. And now the pedophiles are coming out, and now these creeps are coming out of the dark and being pretty much creeping up on the kids. And that's why I said for the longest, I've been saying this for years now, protect the children. Stop fucking messing around with the children. No, nobody listens because nobody comes on here. So there's really nobody listening. So hopefully in the future, someone runs into my show and listens to all my episodes, close over 400 videos, and counting, because I'm not stopping anytime soon. I am going to take a break though. I'm going to take a break because I will be doing some vacations and doing some traveling. We're going to have some fun this year. Like I said to everyone, like I said in all of my other shows, I want everyone to have a great year this year. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy yourself. If you want to get something for yourself, get it. If you want, a car, buy it. If you want to go on a trip, go on the trip. Make sure you do things properly, have everything prepared. Make sure your finances is squared. Make sure you are prepared, and I'm at a state that I am prepared. I'm ready, and I'm ready looking at trips. And actually tonight, I'm going to be booking my Puerto Rico trip and possibly Florida trip. The Florida trip is going to come, I think it's going to be in September. So it's going to be later in the year. But I have other trips lined up, like Niagara Falls, that I will be doing, and also another trip. But it's kind of like it's something I have in my mind. So I'm not going to share that yet until I confirm it. But it's something that I want to do, and it involves ayahuasca. So it involves ayahuasca. I want to try it. I want to experience the trip and see what I want to see what I see, from it. If I get any visions or messages, which I have a feeling I am, because I see things all the time and I hear things all the time. So I'm just looking forward to try to do it. It's just I have to do some research on that. But hey, Albie, how you doing? Gigi was looking for you. Gigi was here earlier. She said you've been missing in action. Sorry, I had to drink a little bit of water. Make sure you drink plenty of water, people. Don't forget, this little liquid here can and will save your life. Drink plenty of it. If you can, drink at least 5 bottles a day. That's all. Drink 5 bottles a day and just space it out as much as you can. I got 2 bottles here that I'm going to drink. This is my last 2 bottles for the day. And I already drank total 3 bottles. So this is my 4th and 5th. Drink plenty of water. It helps. Water is so magical. We're 70% of it, and yet we take it for granted. If you want to join the show, I can add to the show if Albie wants to come on and talk. We're keeping to the topic of society in distraction mode and what that means to you. Like, society is really very distracted. I wonder what really is going on behind the scenes, because I see other things going on behind the scenes, but I think it's too sensitive for me to talk because I don't want the alphabet gang, the CIA, FBI, all these other creeps be coming over here knocking on my door saying, "Oh, we heard what you said. We need you." I was like, "No, you don't. You don't need me at all." I don't know what he was thinking, but he was doing something. I wonder. I gotta write this message. Let's just write this. It's a funny response. Had to send this out. Sorry for silence. Light up the joint. Let's light this up. Get this going. I don't want to be here too long tonight. I'm still figuring myself out with my medications. The past 2 days I've been doing really good. Just been having problems with my joints. The medication is really affecting my joints. One of my medications really messes with my joints badly, and it's part of my sugar. So I had the other day I went to a market. It's kind of like a store, and I was checking out some stuff, and thank goodness I found a shopping cart to use, because my knee was starting to give out. My right knee was starting to fail on me, and I was like, "Oh boy, please hold up." Please hold up. Don't give up on me in this store, because it's going to be really bad. And my knee actually held up and kind of strengthened, and so it didn't really hurt as much as it did when it was inside the store. Yeah, Joe Biden's a creep. I just saw an article or something about Joe Biden. He's just a creep. How a creep became president? That's what I would like to know. How a creep became president, and if he did get arrested for, let's say, treason or whatever, what they gonna do to him? He's 88, 80 something years old, 87, 88. The dude's old as fuck. He's gonna be in jail for what? Until he dies? He's like right around the corner. He could die. He could die at any minute now. It's nuts. But yeah, I want this year, and I'll repeat myself over and over again. I want this year to be the best year of everyone's life, especially the ones that are watching my show. I want you to enjoy your life this year, like if it's the last. Keep getting messages. I put my phone on silent. It keeps vibrating. It's just. I have to put it over here so it can leave me alone for a bit. I want people to experience the outdoors. I want people to get in touch with nature. I want you guys to, if you can afford it, and it's not that expensive, but I would love people to get together and go camping. Go camping, get in touch with Mother Nature, please. It's going to be trying times coming up. And I see fire. I see rain. I see a lot of terror and a lot of pain. It's not going to be good times for a couple of states. And I feel like there's going to be really trying times. I've been predicting and I hope it doesn't come true now because we don't need it at the moment. But there is something natural disaster that's going to be happening. And also, I have a feeling the housing market is going to be the next victim coming up because everything happens in a circle. So once you deal with the banking and you have the banking problems, what's next? The housing market. And I feel like there's going to be a crunch in the housing market. And it's funny that they're not talking about it so much. They're not talking about it much. But there's a lot of issues going on. And you know what's the wild part about everything? It's like, yeah, you buy a house, right? You're like, yay, I own a house. You got to pay so many taxes, so many bills on that house. It's not really your house, even though you own it, yes. But it's not yours until you pay it off. And even then, when you pay it off, it's still not yours because if you die, you're not taking the house with you. That house stays. Now, you can pass it down to a loved one or to a family member, but let's make an example. Let's say if this person doesn't have any loved ones or anyone to pass it down to, guess who keeps that house? It goes right back to the government. All in all, whatever you buy, everything that you get, everything that makes you happy, it's going to stay here when you die. When you die, all your stuff is going to stay here, and either someone's going to go through it and keep some of your things. Expect 90% of it to be thrown into trash. Okay? And I wonder, wow, all that stuff that they throw away, right? Instead of like going through it and maybe, reselling it or so forth. No, these movie companies, sometimes they just come, they bring a big ass trailer, they'll throw all the shit in there and they trash everything. Some of them, they'll keep some items. These guys, they like to snip, like they're worse than rats. They'll go through your shit and keep a couple of things, if it draws interest to them. But everything else, they'll throw it away. And that's your life. Everything that made you happy, it's gone. And that's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on our lives now. How many people are watching? 2 people, right? Out of the 2 people that are watching, how many of you have a will? How many of you have a living will? Go on. I'll see in the chat room. Let's see if we get anybody to confess if they have a will or not. Because I can guarantee y'all don't have wills. And the problem with that of not having a will, is when you die, all your shit could be contested and anybody could come and claim your shit. So if you forgot to do a will and you have a little baby, say your baby's like 5, 6 years old, and you want your baby to have a future, you want him to keep your stuff. If anything was to happen to you, you want to be able to, leave something for him, right? So how are you going to do that? And something happens, let's say you die tonight. Did you do a will? Do you have a will? Do you have any directions on where or who you want your child to stay with if you die? Have you decided like what what's going to be happening? Things like this should be premeditated, pre-done, and executed when the time comes. Have a will, please. Get a will, get one done. I'm pretty sure you could get one done for free. There's some that you could pay an attorney and they can get it done for you. And yeah, it's the best thing is to get yourself a will, a living will, just to protect yourself. And not only that, protect your child. If you have a life insurance, because some people have life insurance, make sure you put that in the will that, upon my death, once once the deed is done, that my will be passed on to my child or to anyone that you choose, and they get the money from your policy. And I kind of suggest and highly suggest people getting a life policy for themselves, because it does help out an individual when you do pass away. Like that money will go to your loved one when you pass away. So there's a lot of things to think about, and I don't think anyone in my audience has taken the time to even do it at all. They probably wasn't even thinking about it. Life is short. You're not going to live forever. The actions you do now will basically, it'll reach you, one way or another is going to get you. And it's like everything you do now is for the future. And once we reach that future, you might not be here. You need to, the decisions you made in your past is what's going to protect your child's future or even loved one's future. If you have $100,000 life insurance or $200,000 life insurance or even $1 million life insurance, protect your future, protect yourself, make sure your loved ones are taken care of, especially your kiddos. And it's important because with all the distractions that are going on, ever talks about this. No one ever talks about protecting yourself and your life, in case you do pass away. We need to have a policy or have a will in place so things can go smooth and there's no disruptions, nobody fighting over your child or anyone fighting over your things. Like, everything is all written. So this goes to this goes to that, the money goes to the child goes to this person, and so forth. That's called being organized. Have your shit together. Please, my audience, get your shit together. Get it together. There's a lot of, and it's not that expensive. Life insurance is not expensive. It's not expensive, but it does help when the time comes. Protect your loved ones. But this year, it's just gonna get crazy. It's just gonna get crazy. We're just in March. We're just in March. We still got so much more to go. We got like 9.5 months to go. Oh man, that's someone's pregnancy. That's how long. It's almost to get pregnant now. They'll be getting birth before Christmas. Oh man. These are when they start having the New Year's babies. This is the time where they have the sexy time. This is the sexy time week, where people are really humping and hoping that they can have a New Year's baby. So this week plays a really big role on you having a New Year's baby. If you want a New Year's baby, this is the week of want to get freaky with you. This is the freaky time. Fluffy bumping time. And yeah. And, there are people out there that try for that New Year's baby. A lot of people hit or miss on it. Sometimes they don't get it. They'll get the baby on Christmas, or they'll get the baby like a day before New Year's, or a day after New Year's, or a week after New Year's, but to nail the date and the time right at New Year's, good luck. It's going to be a lot of people humping this week. Hump it up. Hump it up. Goodness gracious. But the world is a crazy place. It is. They're coming after our children. They are coming after our children. The government's coming after your children. The trans are coming after your children. Hide your children, please. If I have to hear Jeffrey Marsh saying that we could be a part of his family and that we can join his family, that's creepy, for one. Two, I'd rather be an orphan. I'd rather be an orphan running away from this individual. Fuck that. Creepy guy. Like, so, I couldn't even think who in the hell this guy thinks he is that he could do that on the internet. I'm surprised that this guy has not been reported yet and has not had any law enforcement visit him, because he's coming after the children, and it's not safe. Jeffrey Marsh, leave the fucking kids alone. You don't need to be talking to no fucking kids. If the kids wants to talk, they'll talk to someone. It doesn't have to be you. You're just an internet parody. You're just a dude for attention. That's all you are. And nobody wants to hear about you screwing your fucking partner. Like, he had an episode talking about him making love to his partner. Like, you trying to say that to the kids? Like, you know something? No, you're a fucking creep. You do not belong on the internet. You should be banned from the internet. You should be banned. Fuck that shit. He should be removed, canceled, thrown out immediately. The guy screams like, I don't. Leave the kids alone. Leave the fucking kids alone. But if you want to join the show, you can join the show for a few minutes. Let me put out the link here. Actually, hold on. Let me not put it there. Let me find another way. Let's go ahead and put it over here. Get Albie to come on. If he wants to come on for a little bit, I'll be down to talk for a bit. Let's bring in Albie. Let's see if I did this right. No, I gotta put the invite again. Okay. Copy. Come over here. Paste. There we go. A lot of clicking. Gotta do a lot of clicking over here. We'll get Albie here for a little bit. I'm gonna talk for a moment. But especially with the kids, we need to protect the kids at all costs. That's all I'm saying. Don't let a guy with paint at his face and looking like a mess come try to steal your kids. Like, no. Shit, I even if I had kids, I would tell my kids, yo, just be careful with Santa Claus too. You can't be trusting all these clowns. Because that's what they are, clowns. Gotta bring it, Albie. Yeah, Albie.
What up, Rick?
What's happening?
It's all good.
Yeah. Anything to talk about the distraction mode that we're in?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, everything, they're doing in their power to distract you, whether it be VIA, the news and how they corrupt the minds. They don't give you the full story and the things you do on the internet, how they spy on you, and all sorts of stuff that's happening on the news, and things that goes unheard that's supposed to be on the news, but it's not on the news because they don't want to tell you, because they know that people will take affirmative action about it. But when people do, it's a crime. Like in a marriage, they want to wine and dine in the marriage with a flat system, and I don't go for that shit. It is what it is.
Yeah, marriage is that's a whole different topic. But the distractions from it could be blinding. It's like you gotta know the person very well, see who they are, physically see them, not only through video, not through anything else, but you have to physically see who's who. Because I feel like a lot of people just jump the gun, and then it's like, it's not going to work. It won't work because it's just jumping the gun. And then people fall into this depression and anxiety, and they start not feeling good. And thank God I'm out of that mess.
Yeah, they're putting things in the food that makes you sick,
I truly got out of that mess. I'm so in a good position. I'm very happy. Not not even worried anymore. I wasn't even worried to begin with. I knew what I was gonna get. It just when the time came, it came, and I'm in a good place, doing really good. We're planning on trips and going to a lot of places and doing a lot of things, and it's like, it's like once you find someone close, because I didn't have to search around the world or anywhere. I had my door open from anyone. If I was to find someone, I find them. It will be found. But I was patient. I waited over 10 years, and I did that for a reason, because I was told in my mind that it's going to take about 10 years. And exactly what I wanted, how I wanted, from who I wanted, and what race, what per type of person, all that stuff, I put it into the universe. And you know what it did? It brought it to me. It brought it to me. And when it did, I just chuckled. Because everything that I was looking for in an individual, I got. And can't erase that. That's why I know I'm pretty strong in what I do and what I say and what I'm capable of. But the messages they tell me in my head, look, it's not going to happen right away. If it's going to take 10 years, it's going to take 10 years. Anything in between is nothing but lust. The true love will come in 10 years. And sure enough, I'm doing really good. So, and I'm happy. And I got a lot of vacations that I'm going to do. I think my biggest trip that I'm going to probably do this year is fulfilling this trip that I've been wanting to do all my life. And that's going to Greenland and going to the thermal poles and seeing the earthquake, like not earth, but seeing the earth billow up on fire while visiting the volcanoes. Like, it's just going to be like so amazing, to experience all this and to see the Northern Lights. And I want to do it before everything gets out of hand, because the world is very tense and we need peace. And I feel like China could bring the peace. They could bring the peace. They've done it before. China is not they're not bad. They're just aggressor. They're just really aggression. But they know their history. These people have been here longer than us here in the United States. You know what I mean? Those fuckers are dynasties. Dynasties of so much ancient history. Shit, they were here before Jesus. Now let that scramble in your head. Before Jesus. Nobody wants to talk about that. Everyone wants to forget what was going on in this world. While they were having that show going on with the baby Jesus, this world was still operating. There was things being done here. There's been many gods, many high power priestesses. There's so many awesome people in this world, and yet we just totally forgot about them. And I see them and I hear them, and I feel like they're glad that I could hear them, and they express their gratitude by saying, yeah, we were here before him, before they grabbed him and they just came up with a story for him. Because if you look at the books, like, how is the writings of this individuals, how is it so worded so perfectly and yet so, like, it's too goody. It's too good. Something's just not right. Something's not right about the books. And that's why I feel like these books have been like they've been manipulated. Every single one of them has been manipulated. The only one that I don't see that's been that much, I don't think it's been manipulated as is the Quran. I don't think that one has been that manipulated. Not like the Holy Bible. That Holy Bible, they taking so many shit off of it. And then they rewritten, and then they try to say it is in Jesus or whatever God's name. Impossible. The thing has like TMZ vibes all over the story. The story doesn't I don't know. It's just a story. It's just a fucking story. So many people have stories too of things that they went through and what made their people gods. Why are we so just picking on this one individual? Like, there was so many other individuals. It sickens me because it's like, I feel like this one poster child wants to be selfish and take all the credit and take all the energy. Like, I don't think so. I don't know his role. You gotta know your role. Everything's all story. Everything's all. People used to make up a lot of shit back in those days. You know that? A lot of people used to talk a lot of shit. Make a lot of stuff, make up stories. A lot of stories were made up. Same as they do today. Same as what media does here today. So, it's not good. That's all I gotta say. But society is in distraction mode. We're in distraction mode. Whereas, where's the laptop? Like, Biden's son needs to cough up whatever's in that laptop. What was his business dealings, which they already know. They know once they release that information from the laptop and so forth, Trump is Biden is done. His presidency will be done. His son will be arrested for treason. They'll try to minimize it so he get like that celebrity treatment type, that, yeah, he's in jail, but it's like a fancy jail. It's very fancy. He'll get all his meals. He'll get his time. He's just, it's one of those like rich people jails, like very comfortable. But Hunter Biden needs to come clean already. It's been so long, and yet we have here nothing. So long. I was still looking into, because I started getting into this Branch Davidoff over in Waco, Texas, where they had the Waco, where it was like a 52-day hostage situation between the Branch Davidoffs and the FBI and CIA, and yeah, like they had all the agencies there. And I remember when Janet Reno made the call to gas up the place, and they sure went in there with a tank and started gassing up the place. And next thing you know, place catches on fire, and everything within, they died. And we're talking about like over like 75 individuals. They were like 21 of them were children. So I want to take a look. I know they're having a movie that's been it's been released on Netflix. It's called Waco, American Apocalypse. And it's on Netflix. I have Netflix. So there's a show, The Apocalypse. It's a new show. They just put it on. It's a series. It's a Netflix series. They put up 3 episodes here. Each one, well, the first one's 51 minutes. Second one's 44 minutes. And the third one is 45 minutes. The first one is called In the Beginning. Second episode is called Children of God. And the third is called Fire. So I will be watching this series tonight, because I've been following this Waco lately. I wanted to go back into something that happened here in America, where there was a battle between religion and state. So my mind started going back to 93, what happened with Waco, Texas. And I was like, oh, I remember when I was at that age, I was 13 years old. I heard about it, but I couldn't really follow up so much on it. So now that I'm older, now I can really focus into it and then get all the information and then come to my determination, because I always felt that David Koresh was very not a good person. I always felt he was very manipulative, and he was really controlling, and he really took his word as the word of God. So this is where I had issues with him. But he manipulated so many different minds from all around the world that came to him at that Branch Davidian. But I will be maybe I'll stream this show. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it a private show. Let me see if I can do it. Might have to sign up, because I forgot the password to that. Shit. Check here real quick. Yeah, I gotta sign in. All right, that's gonna be fun. Oh, maybe I can sign in. Shit. It says the password's incorrect, so my person's gonna have to help me out with that. Bring in Albie. But you remember Waco, Albie?
Yeah, I remember him.
You remember
Yeah.
Waco with the civilians? It was a 51-day standoff between federal agents and heavily armed religious group back in 1993. It was a really big deal back in '93. I was 13 at that age. I was 13. But I remember watching it in the news. At that time, I was, let me see, April? That happened around April. So I already finished my eighth. I was going into my freshman year in high school at that year. Because that happened in April. If I'm not mistaken, that happened in April. Because I had finished school. That's how I know. I was finishing up school because April, May, and June, but I already had the grades and everything. I knew I was going to move up to the next grade. I was going to high school. But I'm going to be watching this tonight. You can check it out on Netflix if you want. With that said, I'm going to wrap up the show. I don't want to keep the show on too late. So thank you for those who came to watch. Thank you for those who are going to rewatch. Thank you so much for rewatching. It means so much to me. Leave a like. Just have a good day. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening. This world is too short for us to be living in fear. It's going to turn off the camera. When we live in fear, we don't get anywhere far. And we want to live a good life. We want to be happy. Let's live happy. Let's feel good. Let's do good. With that said, it's my mind over your matter. My name is Rick. Peace.